Streaming will go. How about you?
Welcome back in take two here from the mothership here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The Oracle Aaron Hughes back at it again with same broadcast partner. It's Pizzo. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm glad we fought off the invasion. It was tough. We almost got abducted, but we're hanging in there. We're still in Albuquerque and ready to get this thing going again.
I think they had to call in some of the militia out of Boston in order to help with the invasion here. But
yeah, Will Smith came in.
We are back live nonetheless.
Today we celebrate our Labor Day. We're going live now.
Indeed, should be a good one. First look at these two expansion teams, the Baltimore Constellation and Albuquerque Martians. I want to call them the Albuquerque Atoms, but that is a different team in a different league.
Yeah, let's try to keep it brand focused here. Good look at the floor here. Seeing the introduction here for the Martians.
Robinson going to be getting the start at the 3.
The big man, number 32.
Saint, another one of the owners, starting at the center spot.
Dude's jacked.
Like most of the league, let's be honest.
Good point.
Justin Banks starting at the 1. Former Michigan Killer Bee over in free agency.
Dangerous player right there.
Another offseason signee, Sasha Petrovich, coming over from Kentucky this offseason.
A great sharpshooter that they picked up.
Then the other forward will be Jeremiah Prophet, also coming over with Banks from Michigan.
The head coach of your home team. Your home team.
Anyway, set to get back underway here from the mothership. The Constellation versus Martians, East versus West, Bay versus Desert.
It's definitely an exciting matchup between two expansion teams, looking to see if they can get their preseason started off right and seeing how things come together before we start regular season next week.
Yeah, Baltimore find themselves in a division with 2 other expansion teams this season, those being Boston and Virginia, who we will see later this week. But for now, the tip is up. It is won by Baltimore. It'll be Ivory to bring it up here to start for the Constellation. Ivory going to look to drive on Banks. Ivory going to dance. Kicks it out to JT Delaney on the wing. 5 on the shot clock here for Delaney. Delaney's going to look to drive on Sasha. Can't get that to go. Petrovic down with the board. Out to Banks. Working on Ivory. Finds Tyreek Saint inside. That one no good. Rebound by Leclerc.
Pace is picking up here. Good defensive stops on both sides of the floor.
As Leclerc going to go up and over Prophet. Can't get it to drop. Prophet now finds Petrovic underneath, up and over JT Delaney, and will be Albuquerque scoring first in this one.
Albuquerque getting on the board and starting things off here for the fans.
Ivory to Delaney now in the Albuquerque logo. Screen there from Davis with the rebound. I thought he was going to put it back from there, but no, instead kicks it out to Delaney. Now Ivory, 3-ball. That one off the back rim, no good.
Sasha looking very active here. Had some stops defensively. Now he's picking up the boards. He's dishing it out. Very active here. They're going to need that as a season 1 veteran on this team with a lot of rookies.
Yeah, Petrovic gets the second bucket of the night for Albuquerque. Delaney just a bit too small to stop Sasha. Here's Keon Hens. Now Ivory over to Jamal Davis. Davis going to look to drive. Davis called for the foul on Tyreek Saint. So it'll be Davis to the line for 2. Looking to
Good
cut this
screen there.
Albuquerque lead.
Yeah, Leclerc set the screen there to try to break him free around the corner. He had about a half a step, just enough space to try to get the shot off and get the and one. Couldn't get it to fall, but going to the line and trying to get 2 here to start off Baltimore.
Big opportunity here for Jamal Davis early. As I will give some credit to Albuquerque. That scoreboard behind the Baltimore basket looks really, really good.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool look for them. Definitely a unique view when we see it.
Second one up and good for Davis.
As Albuquerque takes it up here, I want to take a minute to call out Swoosh with the subscription. Thank you, Swoosh. As well as we got a gifted sub here for Hold My Spitter by Smooth. Thank you for the subs, guys. We appreciate it.
Much appreciated. Oh, they actually have it at both ends. Sasha up and in. 3 for 3 on the night for Sasha. 6 points. Nearly unanswered for Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's that veteran leadership calling that out earlier. He's definitely stepping up and showing what he can do for the Martians.
Ivory to Keon Hens. Deep ball, no good. Rebound, Sean Robinson. One thing I like about these scoreboards, by the way, they're actually at both ends of this Albuquerque floor. They live update with the points as Ivory's going to get called for his first foul. So like you can't really see it at the moment, but you actually see it really good in this replay here. You can see the current lineups for each team as well as their fouls and the points they've scored in the game, which is really, really cool.
Yes, very cool concept here that we're seeing in Albuquerque. Like, this front office staff is very creative, very active. Like, I expect to see a lot more creative things coming out of this team here as the season goes on. But yeah, these scoreboards look really, really good. And it's definitely a good look for this arena.
First one good there for Justin Banks. Off the foul by Ivory. Second one, no good. So Banks splits the pair. Hens gets it out to Delaney. And I believe that was Ivory getting that one through over Justin Banks. Cuts the lead down to 3 with 7 minutes left to go here in the first.
We saw Baltimore move very fast in transition there, get a couple of quick passes, find the open man cutting, and then getting the easy lay-in.
Speaking of the open man cutting, Tyreek Saint with a nice cut there. Albuquerque, 80% from the floor so far. Constellation, only 19.
Yeah, the Constellation, they've got some shooters on this team, so I imagine that they'll find the mean here very shortly. But we saw that they scored when they were picking up the pace a little bit. When they're getting into their offensive set, for some reason, those shots, as open as they are, aren't dropping. And so maybe that quicker pace is better suited for them against this Martian defense.
Yeah, as we get a look
Maybe
there. That's
not.
a great
Oh,
block,
man.
though, by Tyreek Saint on Keon Hens. Looked like a good look there for Baltimore, but Tyreek Saint said, oh, heck no, not in my house. Sasha over to Profit. That one good over Jamal Davis, who attempted a long ball, wide open 3-ball earlier, but wasn't able to knock it home. 6 minutes left to go here in the first.
The Martians seemingly having their way with this Baltimore defense right now.
So Ivory gets another one through. 4 points for him on the night. Banks gets it over to Robinson. Robinson had some separation, gets it to Sasha. Now Banks back to Petrovic. Screen from Robinson. Petrovic going to drive, dishes it off to Robinson. Can't find the space for the putback, though. 4 on the shot clock. Justin Baines going to have to launch this one up over JT Delaney. That one no good. Rebound Davis. As ball entered from below the basket.
On the court.
Albuquerque
new
gets
one.
possession. I've never seen that before.
Neither have I. I was about to call that's a beautiful play until I heard the whistle and read that. I have never seen that before. You
Okay,
see the block from Saint.
it's season 2. The surprises around every corner. Is Leclerc's gonna step off? I didn't see who checked in. Get that name momentarily. As Banks open look for 3. That one good. Splash. What? No, that went in. Splash, baby. Lost my mind for a second. I thought they had 14 already. They did not. Ivory gets blocked. Sasha comes down with it to Robinson. And the pass intended for Petrovic, stolen by Ivory. Jamal Davis with the space. Opts to just lay it in.
I expected to see something a lot stronger there.
I really did too, I'll be honest with you, as Petrovic with it now. Over to Robinson. Working on Hens. Finds the cut into Sasha. That one good. And it's Quintero, the man that checked in for Leclerc.
Yeah, Baltimore's going to have to find somebody that can guard Sasha. He's all over the court causing chaos.
Quintero gets the mid-range to go. 16-10 your current score. Albuquerque up 6, 4 minutes left to go. Substitutions prepared for both sides right now. As Robinson with it in the wing. This is a cross court to Petrovic. Delaney not there. Splash, baby. It's good for the Martians.
That man is not missing. Nobody was around him. Obviously, he's got that hot hand. They're going to ride this as long as they can.
I absolutely have to agree with you on that one. As Ivory over to Davis now. To Delaney. Delaney to respond. That one no good off the back iron. Now Jason Peace, who checked into the game, didn't see that happen. Gets ripped by Quintero. As Riley Quintero going to drop it from the free throw line. I almost said the 3-point line. That's not correct at all.
Quintero made that look easy. Just flat out just standing in front of him. Just took it and then just hit that shot from the free throw line. That was a good series there.
Yeah, Quintero, one of the highlights of the combine, is Davis gets that rebound over the effort by Saint. Got it in the logo. Over to Ivory on the wing. Back to Davis. Davis going to look to drive. Working on Jason Peace. Foul called. Bucket no good. But it will give the substitutions an opportunity to check in for both sides. Davis heads to the line for 2 here. 2:51 left in the first quarter. Albuquerque currently up by 7.
Yeah, as much as we've seen Albuquerque kind of run and gun up the floor, getting some defensive stops and finishing on the other end, Baltimore's still been hanging around. They haven't let this thing get too far out of hand, trying to keep it to single digits. Now we see them here trying to get it to within 5. So we knew starting off at 17% shooting, that wasn't going to hold true. Just as for Albuquerque, starting off at 80% probably won't hold true. So I expect this one to continue to get close, be a close game, and both teams just try to hang in there and compete.
A couple different looks now for both sides as Ingram checks in for Justin Banks. Big swoosh out there, as well as Austin Wheeler. Here's Sasha for 3 over Matata. Splash, baby!
I mentioned guarding Sasha. It doesn't matter. He had 3 guys standing around him right there. It didn't matter.
It did not, as we see the aforementioned Matata out there with Maurice K. Launches up the 3 ball. Can't get it to drop. Rebound. Big swoosh. That shot by Peace, no good. Foul called on Hakuna Matata. Peace will head to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, we got Matata and Ivory coming in for this Baltimore expansion team over from Vice City. We talked a little bit about Sasha being that veteran leadership for Albuquerque. Matata and Ivory are those guys here for Baltimore. We see Matata there delivering the foul on that pretty hard foul as well. Maybe a little bit of frustration, off to a little bit of a slow start here as the team. But over the course of the season, I expect Ivory and Matata to be leaders on this team, certainly in the backcourt, and they'll certainly be the difference makers here for the Constellation.
Yes, DJ Love and Justin Fowler, John Fowler. Fowler checks in for Albuquerque. Here's Shuttlesworth for 3. Splash Bay.
Great take there from Shuttlesworth. That was a great pickup there from Baltimore. I had a chance to call a game with Shuttlesworth in the prospect games. Was really impressed by what I saw. It was very active, controlled the ball a lot, controlled the game a lot. As I look on the other side of her, Albuquerque, I think one of the steals of the draft, in my opinion, completely shocked on my side, was how far Swoosh fell. Big Swoosh, I thought, was one of the top picks. I expected him to go in the first round. Fell to the second, just fell into the lap of the Martians. Great pickup by that team. I'm excited to see, now that he's in the game, what he's going to be doing here.
Yeah, I would like to point out, too, prior to that bucket by Shuttlesworth, Sasha Petrovic had as many points as the entire Baltimore team in this first quarter.
Crazy that hot start. They're going to ride that hot hand as long as they can. He's not missing.
Yeah, Sasha has checked out of the game. Fowler had checked in on that last free throw. But still will be interesting to see how Albuquerque utilizes Sasha moving forward in this one. DJ Love, by the way, checked in for Riley Quintero in that last free throw as well. It's going to be Ingram, Peace, Swoosh, Fowler, and Wheeler for Albuquerque. Matata, Shuttlesworth, Love, and the names of the... Oh, Quintero is still out there, as is Maurice LK. Will be the final look as Wheeler with it now tries to find some fancy moves underneath, gets that one to drop.
Yeah, great pass there from Swoosh over to him. And as much praise as I give Swoosh, I can say that I did not like the guy at all in college when I knew of him at Auburn. Much bigger fan of him here in the GSP.
Probably because you weren't playing against him in now than when he was at Auburn.
Yes.
Peace with it now, top of the key for Albuquerque. Up by 8, minute 20 left to go. Got a lot of movement here. They're going to look for Fowler. Open look for 3. That one's going to airball and fall straight out of bounds.
No. You can't have an owner throwing up shots like that.
Yeah, not an NBA already. It's only preseason. Come on now. As DJ Love with it now here for Baltimore after the miss by Fowler. Hands it off to Maurice LK. Down low to Matata. Up and under. That one good. And one opportunity for Hakuna Matata.
Beautiful play there by Baltimore. Matata cutting underneath. Great read there to find him. Threw a dart of a pass down low. Way to finish there and trying to for the and one.
The amount of thunder sticks, by the way, that these Martians fans have is, I don't want to say disturbing, but there's a lot of thunder sticks out there.
A lot of thunder sticks, but I love how it looks like the tractor beam. Like, I love the look. I think it really
That is
fits.
very true. That is very true. Matata converts the and one. Albuquerque only up 5, 53 seconds left to go. It's Ingram intended for Fowler, but he got body blocked by Shuttlesworth, who's going to go end to end. Can't get the finish, though, as Big Swoosh down with the rebound. It's now in the corner, down to Wheeler, fouled by DJ Love, and one opportunity for Austin Wheeler.
And the young guys banging down low. Wheeler was able to win that battle.
Shooting for your home team, number 9. If a player is fouled on a made basket as he goes to the free throw line.
I love our GSP community. We are bad gamers. One of the owners in Albuquerque just said those are real sticks for if LeClaire starts to act up.
The Martians being one of the more aggressive teams and escalating this very quickly here, especially since it's just preseason.
It is, in fact, just preseason, but still gotta love the community as Shuttlesworth goes up and under, gets that one to go. 1 second gonna separate shot clock and game clock here. Here's Ingram with it. Now Fowler working on Matata to Peace. Now Wheeler. Back to Peace. Now Ingram over to Fowler. Back to, oh no, poked away by Shuttlesworth, looking for Ingram there. Shuttlesworth with an opportunity. Nice little reverse one-handed layup. Cuts the lead to 4, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. Albuquerque 28, Baltimore 24. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back from the mothership in Albuquerque, New Mexico. When we come back, GSB live on Twitch. Stick around. Second quarter action set to get underway. If you missed the kind of, not really an announcement, but announcement earlier during the break that we had, the new GS3 store has launched, gs3.store, with now individual team shops, so you can cop gear from, of course, Albuquerque and Baltimore, but any of our GSB teams. Again, the link for that is gs3.stores. Petrovic with it now to start the second quarter. Over to Justin Banks, guarded tightly by Robert Ivory. Gets a screen from Saint. Banks gonna stop and pop. Can't get it to fall. Sasha with the board. Sasha with the putback. Sasha with more points.
It was a good screen by Saint to free him up for the shot, but again, Sasha, like, he's the do-it-all man right now.
Yeah, Ivory, though, finds a nice cut there. A little soft jam through. Cuts the lead back down to 4 with 9:20 left in the second. Here's Robinson now over to Banks. Jab steps here from Banks. Goes back to Robinson on the wing. They're going to look for Sasha off a screen here. They find Sasha. Up for 3. That one no good. The jam, though, by Tyreek Saint.
Huge putback slam there. Love what we're seeing so far from Albuquerque.
Now Keon Hens with it over to Delaney for 3. JT Delaney splash baby.
It may not feel like it, but Baltimore's hanging around. They're only down by 3. They're down by 1 possession. It feels like Albuquerque has just been pulling away this entire time, especially with how hot Sasha is as they... I will let
Justin Banks knocks down a 3-ball of his own. Splash, bay yet again, and it's raining here in the desert.
Man, everything seems to be falling for Albuquerque right now. Baltimore's defense doesn't seem to have an answer. Even when they do have their man covered, the shots are going in, or offensive rebounds are making it easy for them to drop it in.
Yeah, Ivory has to launch one up deep in the shot clock. Can't get it to go. Jamal Davis comes down with it. Keon Hens now. Delaney. Pump fake. Screen from Davis. Going to launch up the deep 2. That one falls. No, that was a 3-ball, actually. So, pardon me. Splash Bay again for JT Delaney. Timeout called by the Martians.
Heck of a back and forth we've got going on right now. This isn't looking like preseason at all. These teams are playing hard and pushing each other to the limit here.
Yeah, I should have been kind of worried when we came to the desert we got picked up from to enter the mothership. The storm clouds, probably should have been a bit more concerning, but it is absolutely raining, pouring down rain here in Albuquerque right now.
Yeah, those storm clouds were pretty terrifying seeing them as we got in. But yeah, it is certainly raining here in Albuquerque.
Robinson down to Petrovic. JT Delaney, nothing he can do there as Sasha now has, 18, I think, in this one?
At least. That was a beautiful off-ball screen to get Sasha to cut free to the basket. I think that was Saint that set him up. They're just finding so many ways to get Sasha involved. And, he's also collecting rebounds as well, just making himself involved. So great game that we're seeing so far.
Yeah, as that one's going to go out of bounds. They're going to call it last touched by Jeremiah Prophet. So Baltimore going to get possession here.
I missed who took a spill there for Baltimore. It's a kind of a strange little set there. Not exactly sure what happened, but yeah, Baltimore picks up the ball and can further get into this lead.
Yeah, Delaney finds some separation. Fouled by Petrovic. So JT Delaney will go to the line for two. The Albuquerque fans not liking that call.
Yeah.
He did get a peek at the scoreboard. Sasha does, in fact, have 18 right now.
See, it's beautiful having that scoreboard back there. We can double check our numbers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
You see all the tractor beam in everybody's
Thunder
hands.
sticks.
Yeah,
Yep.
the thunder sticks there.
Throw off JT Delaney at the free throw line. Delaney, though, first one up and in. Second one on the way here for JT Delaney. One up and good. 37-34 your current score. 7:01 left to go. By the way, something I just noticed, no timeouts called yet for Baltimore. It's only been Albuquerque, and they've only called 2.
Oh, that's true. Very interesting.
As Robinson knocks down the deep ball. Splash, Bay. Little kick out there by Robinson.
All right, Mr. Robinson. It's his neighborhood back there. I would love to see the 3-point percentage from Albuquerque right now. They are just seem to be shooting lights out.
Yeah, it's pretty high, I would imagine, as Hens gets it out to Delaney for 3. That one no good. Rebounded by Tyreek Saint over LeClaire. Now Banks with it, guarded by Davis. Over to Petrovic. Look for Robinson. 3 ball again for Sean Robinson. Splash, Bay. It falls again.
I mean, they can shoot, so let it fly, and it's dropping in. It was just a minute ago. It seems like Baltimore was within 3, and now they're down by what, 9?
Game.
Yeah.
LeClaire going to look to cut it to 7. Nice play there by, I want to call him Charles Leclerc. It's not. It's Thomas Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc is going to be one of those guys that Baltimore's relying to step up to be a big man for them down low. Certainly one of the highly touted prospects and somebody that they're going to need to come up big for them. Certainly needs to do more than what he's done so far tonight.
Yeah, as Robinson knocks down the mid-range, he's got 8 points tonight as we see big swoosh and Quintero on the bench, as that's a timeout called by Baltimore, their first of the contest.
As we work through this timeout, I want to call out, we've got 43 people up in the stream tonight. We appreciate all of y'all being here and all the chat that we see going on.
Yeah, definitely love to see it. First look at 2 of our newest expansion teams being Baltimore and Albuquerque. Of course, the other 2, Boston and Virginia. We will see Virginia on Wednesday. We will see Boston on Thursday after the prospect game at 6. Here's Quintero over to Keon Hens. Now Robert Ivory with it. Back over to Hens at the top of the key. Shot clock winding down. Hens gets a screen from Delaney. Hens going to drive over 2. Can't get it to go. Delaney almost came up with the board, but it's smacked away by Sean Robinson. Robinson finds the wide open lane with the jam.
Robinson told Sasha to take a break. He'll take over here for a few minutes. He seems to be all over the place, shooting from 3 to mid-range and now slamming it down.
Yeah, Robert Ivory tries to get something going, gets blocked by Tyreek Saint. Here's Robinson from the corner. That one no good. Jamal Davis comes down with the rebound.
There's a bit of a heat check there for Robinson.
As Delaney gets blocked. I believe that was Banks on the block, to be honest with you. It might have been Saint, too, though. As... going to dribble this one out for a bit. Maurice Elkay set to check in, as is Austin Wheeler. As Banks going to get pushed out of bounds. I believe that was JT Delaney on the defense there.
Yeah, good defense to make him lose track of where he was, step out of bounds. We saw Delaney the last couple of series, or a few series, that he's trying to drive that ball up the middle, trying to be an attacker. There's no space down low, and that defense from Albuquerque stepping up.
Home team
Yeah.
foul.
Petrovic called for an off-ball personal on DJ Love, who checks into this one.
On the court.
As a couple more substitutions here, as it'll be Matata checking in for JT Delaney. We'll also see Fowler and Ingram check in for Banks and Petrovic.
Just real quick, we mentioned the expansion teams you were calling out when they were playing. Also want to call out the rebranded team. We've got New Orleans. Nola's playing tomorrow night. So look forward to seeing what they've got in store.
The former Las Vegas Jokers rebranding under new ownership. 2 on the shot clock here from Matata over Fowler. That one off the back rim, no good. Ingram over to Fowler. Ingram gonna launch up a deep ball of his own. Splash, baby! Albuquerque cannot miss from deep.
This is incredible. What an incredible showing Albuquerque has here for their hometown fans in their first preseason game. Definitely pouring it on right now as we see Shuttlesworth with the finish. But yeah, Albuquerque now with that double-digit lead. Baltimore had been hanging around for the longest time, but Albuquerque's just kind of put their foot on the pedal and pulled away a little bit.
Big swoosh now down low, working on Quintero. Finds some space. Nice foul there by Quintero, not giving Big Swoosh anything easy as he'll go to the line for 2.
Now at the line, number 51.
Definitely making buckets hard to come by down low. Swoosh is not a man to forget either, so we'll see if he takes that physicality back on the other side of the court here.
It would not surprise me if he did. First one doinks off the front rim as Jason Peace will check in now for Albuquerque.
BC Bulls, see you in the chat. Yes, this is being run on PC.
Second one good for Big Swoosh. 13-point lead now here for Albuquerque with 3:05 left in the half. This is Matata bringing it up for the Constellation. Now DJ Love tries to find something over Wheeler. Gets blocked by Wheeler. Goes out of bounds. Baltimore will retain possession, but that's a big block by the rookie big man, Austin Wheeler.
It's a huge block down low. And again, Albuquerque's not making anything easy down low for the Constellation.
If you want a t-shirt, you gotta get loud.
They are not. Want to take a moment. I don't know if you saw it, Pizzo, but these Albuquerque home jerseys have a very subtle like watermark of the logo just across the entire front, which is a very unique look to these home jerseys for the Martians.
Yes, it is one of those little subtle things that it is hard to see when you're deep into the action. But yeah, it is a cool little, again, those little unique things that the Albuquerque front office are throwing into the mix that's definitely differentiating them from other teams. So it's cool to see them stepping out and doing things like that.
Yeah, as we also get a look too at the Baltimore jerseys with their Maryland flag striping, also a very nice touch to these away kits as well for the Constellation. This is DJ Love with it now. 5 on the shot clock. Shuttlesworth, Quintero, Maurice LK for deep, no good. Rebounded by Wheeler.
Yeah, they were too late getting that ball around. LK was open there, but the defense was able to close in just as he was getting the ball. Didn't have that open shot any longer.
Fowler with it now in the logo. Illegal screen called on Austin Wheeler. Basically hugged Hakuna Matata with that screen.
Just testing the waters here in preseason, seeing what he can get away with.
Yeah, you certainly cannot get away with bear hugging your opposition as Matata gets it over to Shuttlesworth. Shuttlesworth going to look to drive. He has Quintero out open. Reach and foul called on Big Swoosh. And so it'll be a check-in opportunity for Baltimore.
things starting to get a little sloppy here as we close out the second.
Quintero now over to Matata to Love. Back to Shuttlesworth. Now Matata again to Love. To Shuttlesworth, finds the nice cut inside. And the lead now 11 as we see Shuttlesworth with 11 on the night. As
Yeah, we've seen Baltimore with a few good cuts there.
As Fowler with the deep ball, splash, baby. It's now 14 for Albuquerque. Go ahead, Pizzo, and finish your thought there.
Oh, no, now just going back to the other side of the court. Albuquerque again just hitting everything from deep.
As Matata with a strong finish there gets the second foul on Fowler and the and one opportunity. So Matata will head to the line and shoot just one here.
Good, strong finish there from Matata to get to the line and as well as finish that layup. Nicely done.
Indeed, minute 35 left, 54-42 your current score. Matata at the line to convert a three-point play.
Hey, BC, we see you in the chat, man. Thank you for being here. If you do have questions, the chat will help you out. We'll help you out. Just let us know what you're curious about, and we'll help you out.
Indeed. We have one of the best sim communities on Twitch for sure is Maurice LK over to Timo Shuttlesworth. Now Matata on the wing looking for LK again. Maurice LK to drive up over Jason Peace. Can't get it to go. Can't quite get his rebound. It'll fall into the hands of Big Swoosh, who's going to push it up to Fowler from the corner. Three ball doinks off the rim. No good. Both teams going to push the pace. LK can't get that one to go in transition. Or Peace with the rebound. Wheeler going to get the foul on Quintero. Will just be a reach in though. And so it'll be a check in for Albuquerque. 53 seconds left in the second.
We saw LK 2 possessions in a row get aggressive there for Baltimore. While you got to appreciate the aggressiveness, he doesn't have the space to finish down there, or at least he hasn't on those last 2 possessions. So he needs to kick it out or slow down a little bit and try to back his man down instead. Definitely
agree with you there. Here's Jason Peace working on the aforementioned LK. That one no good. DJ Love snatches the rebound out of the sky as LK gonna launch the deep ball. Splash baby for MLK.
Drain that one there. So yeah, got them to within single digits now, and that's what they want to before they close out this half.
Just over 10 seconds separating shot and game clock here. Peace to Swoosh to Fowler, working on Matata. Now Peace back to Ingram now on the other wing. 2 on the shot clock. Peace. Fowler gonna have to launch this one up over Matata. Hand in his face. That one almost falls, but it's no good for Albuquerque. Instead, it'll be Quintero with the jam in transition. As that's going to do it. Ingram's going to launch up the 3 ball from 3/4 court. No good. At the half, Albuquerque 54, Baltimore 47. Don't go anywhere. Pizzo will break things down in this one at the half. GSB live on Twitch. Stick around. Mr. Pizzo, the floor is yours, my friend.
As we go into the halftime show here, and we're about to see a few clips and highlights and things like that. You know, Baltimore, we see them battling. Like, they've struggled a little bit in the first. They fell behind, have never been able to catch up. They got off to an incredibly slow start. We saw them battle back in the second, early in the second, pulled within 3, and Albuquerque said, nah, not anymore. That's when they really put their foot down. Pulled within it was double digits at a certain point. Now we see them, you know, again, they're chipping back away. You know, what they need is their veterans to step up. They need Matata, they need Ivory, but they need the youth as well. They need LeClaire down low. That's going to be the difference for them. Albuquerque, you got to give them all the credit, though. They have been shooting lights out, certainly from 3-point range. Sasha has been carrying the team most of the way. We saw later on in the second, Robinson was starting to take over as well. So great offensive output from Albuquerque. But I expect Baltimore to continue to bang and battle and try to keep this a close game.
Yeah, should be an interesting closing half here as Albuquerque find themselves up by 7 thanks to the efforts of that man, Sasha Petrovic. 18 points in this one. I believe that's 5 assists, 4 rebounds, or 5 rebounds, 4 assists, something along those lines. But yeah, if Albuquerque's able to keep it up, they may end up running away with this one as Justin Banks will bring it up for the Martians over to Sean Robinson. Now Sasha to Banks. Guarded tightly by Ivory. Now Robinson, 3-ball, starting right where he left off in the first half. Splash, bay.
Still shooting lights out. That break did not slow them down at all.
Ivory gets it over to LeClaire. Up over his man, no good. Jamal Davis, though, gets swatted. I believe that was... It's not Robinson. That was Jeremiah Prophet, as Justin Banks can't get that one over Keon Hens.
That was a hell of a swat from Prophet. So pretty.
That was such a swat. Picturesque, one might say, as Delaney with it now for Baltimore. Screen from LeClaire. Mid-range from JT Delaney. No good. Rebound Prophet.
Prophet again. He's just holding things down low.
Yeah, Banks going to look to drive. Instead, kicks it to Saint. In the post, can't get it through Jamal Davis, who comes up with the board. Now Delaney in transition. Gets stopped, poked away by Saint, who comes up with the steal. Now Prophet gets stopped by Davis in transition. Still going to drive, kicks it out to Sean Robinson, working on LeClaire. Down low to Saint. They got a big mismatch here as Tyreek Saint easily up and over JT Delaney.
That could have been a lot uglier for Delaney, so Saint took it easy, just shot a little bit over him. But that could have gone down a lot worse.
Yeah, we don't need any homicides here in the mothership just yet, says Albuquerque as Delaney over to Davis. Now Hens going to look to drive. No, stolen away again by Tyreek Saint. Big man putting in some work as Robinson on the run. Can't get that to fall. Bit of a heat check for Sean Robinson there as Keon Hens again going to look to drive. Ends with some dancing, finds some space. Foul called on Robinson. So Keon Hens will go to the line for 2. Don't exactly like the look, but it ends in something positive at least for Baltimore.
Yeah, that was an interesting possession. Hens getting a little greedy there, trying to make something happen on his own. There was nothing there for him, though. But he was able to draw the foul, get to the free throw line for a couple of shots. But you'd certainly, when the game's slowing down like that, you'd certainly like to see him involve his teammates a little bit more.
I agree with you on that one. His first one for Hens up and in. It's the lead to 11. 7:55 left here in the third. Of course, this the first night of preseason games. Got a couple great ones tomorrow night. San Antonio, the new and improved San Antonio Stampede, travel to Michigan to take on the Killer Bees. And then, as mentioned earlier, the newly rebranded New Orleans Riders get their home debut against the visiting Kentucky Reserve. Those games at 7:30 and 9:30 Eastern tomorrow night as Prophet up through LeClaire, no good.
I'm looking forward to that New Orleans game, my hometown, and I'll actually be on the call for that one. So looking forward to seeing what the Riders have in store.
Yeah, the Riders keeping a lot of their core from last season together, so I expect it to be they're pretty much on the same foot that they ended the season on out there in New Orleans. The only loss, of course, Aaron Hughes, who was traded to San Antonio, but then became owner of Virginia, as Ivory with it now off of the turnover by Albuquerque.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Hughes a huge loss for the team.
Right.
But for New Orleans, to go along with Greg Lake, beautiful take there. To go along with Greg Lake, they also picked up the highly touted Gaucher in the draft. Great pickup. Able to get him early on. So I'm interested to see how they play with both of those guys, both of those scorers out there on the court.
Yeah, Gaucher definitely a massive, massive pickup for New Orleans. I can't exactly fault them on picking up a guy like Gaucher, a great locker room pick, great player on the court as well. As Ivory going to look to find something here, and just like that, Baltimore on a bit of a run. They're only down by 6.
This is the Ivory I was looking for in the first half. The last 2 possessions, he's getting much more aggressive, driving to the basket. We saw him finish there. If he keeps playing like that the rest of the way, we'll see Baltimore fight back into this.
Yeah, Sasha finds the space, fouled by Keon Hens, bucket no good, and Sasha heads to the line for 2 shots.
They finally figured out a way to stop him. They're just going to hack him.
Hack a Sasha?
Hack a Sasha. We'll see if that works for him. And Glock Lesnar, I see you in the chat. It's good to see you, buddy.
Head coach now over
Take a
in
break,
Virginia.
take a break. 2 shots.
He makes some damn fine pizza, too.
So I've heard. He can turn that into some damn fine coaching out in Virginia. Again, they make their debut on Wednesday. Sasha drains the first. And splits the pair, does Sasha, so the Haka Petrovic, minimal success, but still slightly successful there for Baltimore, is now Ivory over to Keon Hens. A look for Delaney here. Back to Hens. 5 on the shot clock. Couple screens here for Hens. Finds the space. High floater up and in for Keon Hens.
It's like the Red Sea parted there for him. He got around that screen, and there was nothing but open space in front of him.
As Leclerc comes up with a steal off the Albuquerque pass, looking for something down low. They don't find it. Instead, they find Thomas Leclerc, and Delaney, dangerous pass there from Hens, but Delaney able to get something out of it. Little shimmy shake there from Delaney, no good, as Sasha's just going to smack that ball out of his hands to profit down low. Ivory tried to intercept it, but not able to get his hands there in time.
Yeah, Leclerc out of position, didn't have a good feel for where the ball was, able to just turn around and drop that in.
Hens to Leclerc, over to Delaney. Had Hens a bit open down low. Instead, they're going to give it to him from the perimeter. Open look for 3. That one no good. Rebound Tyreek Saint. Now Sean Robinson deep in transition here to Banks. Step back, 3 ball. Justin Banks no good. Davis to Ivory now, to Hens. Here for Hens. Can't find anything as Justin Banks going to get called for his first shooting foul. So the aggressive driving of Keon Hens being at least somewhat effective as he finds himself back to the line again.
Yeah, if he's able to convert, of course, then you give him credit for what he's doing is working. But we see Hens and Delaney as well being really aggressive, getting to that basket, or at least trying to get to that basket. And again, while you appreciate the aggressiveness, the space just isn't there. They have not been able to finish. I think that's the most consistent thing that I've seen from them tonight. That's something that maybe that Ty might want to look at, is like how to use those guys, maybe kick the ball out, because they're able to drive, but they're not getting the space once they get there. So maybe kick it out to the outside and let somebody else finish. But I think that's one of the things that's been holding them back a little bit so far.
Yeah, you know, it is still preseason. These teams have plenty of opportunities to adjust, as Albuquerque will call a timeout here with 4:18 left to go in the third quarter.
As we work on trying to catch a t-shirt here. Look, Baltimore, they're hanging around again. Like it's been this up and down thing where we saw they got within 3, then Albuquerque pulled away. like 13 up, and now it's back down to 5. Like it's been this back and forth. So really interested to see like who catches fire here as we head to the last part of the third.
Profit with it now, blocked by Leclerc. Saint comes down with it, somehow able to get that one to go.
I
Over the
appreciate
extra arm of Leclerc.
yeah, I appreciate the refs holding on to their whistles on that one. Just let them play through it.
Maurice K now over to Ivory. Ivory gonna drive. Ivory gets smacked away by Robinson. Thomas Leclerc, though, right place, right time, knocks down the second chance bucket.
Yeah, we see that field goal percentage. Constellation chipping away, coming back up to 43% here. Going to need to get that even higher if they want to come back and try to take the lead.
Indeed, Robinson's going to look to drive. Fouled by Maurice K. Nothing easy coming for Albuquerque as Sean Robinson will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, that defense for Baltimore is getting more aggressive here in the second half down low. We see them fouling a little bit more than what we saw in the first half, forcing them to earn those points at the line.
Indeed. As Robinson, first free throw on the way, that one up and good. As you see Wheeler and Big Swoosh check in now for Albuquerque. St. and Sean Robinson will head to the bench for the remainder of the third. Second one for Robinson, good. So it'll be 66-59 with just under 3.5 left here in the third quarter. It's Ivory to Matata, a familiar duo we're used to calling together. LK down to Matata. Nice spin move. Can't get that one to go over Fowler, though.
Fowler playing that defense. That was a pretty spin move from Matata. Didn't know he had those post moves, but Fowler staying with it.
Switch now as it'll get to Robinson over Maurice K. No foul called. Great take there by Sean Robinson. Up over Maurice K. there.
Excellent finish. I really thought we'd hear a whistle on that one. LK was all over him, but still able to drop it in.
LK now over to Ivory in the skyline. Realize we're in New York. Ivory alley-oop pass intended for Leclerc. Snatched away by Big Swoosh. As Robinson finds a space blocked by Jamal Davis. It will stay Martian ball, but a great defensive effort there by Baltimore.
Yeah, we've seen some huge blocks from both teams tonight. Baltimore saying, I can do it too. And, you know, maybe that'll be the injection that they need to really pick things up here as time's running out on them.
As we'll see Riley Quintero check in for Robert Ivory. More big man lineup here. As Ingram, wide open mid-range, can't get it to go. The tallest small forward you will ever see, Maurice K. down with the rebound.
That was a great look by Ingram. Just couldn't hit it.
Quintero to Leclerc.
Too much traffic there.
Okay. Yep, great job to kick it out, though. Maurice K. launches the 3 off the screen. No good. Leclerc with a nice putback. Flies in off the screen.
And that's what he was drafted to do. Finish for them down low. Great follow-up.
That it was. Now it's Peace over to Fowler. 3-ball contested. No good. Rebounded by Leclerc. As it'll go over now to Matata. Now Quintero. Maurice K. He's got some space. Opts not to do anything with it. It'll go over to Quintero for 3. Deep 3-ball, no good. As Big Swoosh now working on Matata. Finds some space, gets blocked by Davis. Wheeler comes down with it. Matata defends as best they can, but can't do anything against the much bigger Wheeler.
Matata just looking out for his life. Davis was there providing some good support. Just only so much you can do, though.
As LK now over to Matata. For Davis, no. Matata gets double teamed, finds Maurice LK, mid-range up and in. Great play there for Baltimore.
Glad he hit that one. I thought he could take it strong to the basket there and finish.
Ups to take a slightly better look for his style is Wheeler with it now, beyond the arc on the wing. Out of bounds, pass intended for Jason Peace. As Wheeler now will check out, it looks like. Shuttlesworth will check in for Davis.
Yeah, we see mishaps like that from some of our younger players. They'll have to work through that.
As Quintero from Shuttlesworth. And that'll probably do it for the third. I imagine Albuquerque going to hold on to this. Although if you're going to leave the man the space, he's going to take it. Leclerc with the miss. Or the board off the miss, rather.
We saw Baltimore close out the first and the second with shots.
As
And now the
Matata
third.
knocks it down again. 3-point ball game. 5-4-3. That will do it for the third quarter here. Ingram gets blocked by Shuttlesworth to end the quarter. Get those fours up in chat. GSB, Albuquerque 70, Baltimore 67. Fourth quarter action live from the mothership when we come back. As we get set for fourth quarter action here, live from the mothership in Albuquerque, New Mexico, your State Farm assist of the game is going to be this pass from Peace to Wheeler. Great looking ball movement there for Albuquerque.
Not bad. The interns to start this season. Off to an okay start.
Yeah, definitely not the flashiest, but still a nice solid assist. As we get this fourth quarter underway, we're going to remind you that the GS Gold Standard store has been updated, now featuring merchandise from all 16 of our Gold Standard basketball teams. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, and more. Jerseys for the expansion teams and the rebranded team coming soon. The link for that, gs3.store. As Shuttlesworth gets poked away by Ingram. Ingram to push the pace out to Fowler now, top of the key. Now Peace. To Wheeler. Wheeler going to look to drive. Gets stopped by Quintero. Behind the back pass intended for Ingram gets stolen away by DJ Love. As it's now Shuttlesworth with possession. Over to JT Delaney. Nice off-ball movement here for Baltimore. This is Quintero on the wing. Not a lot of time left on the shot clock. Finds Delaney down low. Up over Ingram. Bucket no good. Foul will be called. And so it'll be JT Delaney to the line for 2 shots.
I don't know how that pass got into Delaney down low. There was really not much space there. But Delaney able to catch it and try to get that shot up. Got fouled in the process. Going to have to earn those points from the line now.
That, my friend, is what they call a needle threader. Delaney at the line again. His team only down by 3. Both teams scoreless so far in the first minute of this fourth quarter. First one from Delaney up and good.
And while Delaney prepares for that second shot, you called out the store earlier during our break at the start of this game. I already added 5 things to my cart, and I was still shopping. So this is going to be an expensive thing that just started here for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I got to look at one of the hats for Virginia earlier, and I don't wear hats very often. That is a hat I would wear in my day-to-day. It looks that good.
I'm going to have to check it out.
Fowler with it now for Albuquerque. JT Delaney does make both, so it's only a 1-point ball game. Big swoosh with it now, working on Riley Quintero. Cross-court pass Ingram, wide open for 3. That one no good. Rebound, DJ Love.
Ingram, that was such a beautiful look. He came all the way around the court off of an off-ball screen. Nobody within, I don't know, 20 feet of him, it seemed like. Just couldn't hit.
Here's Keon Hens with it now. 5 on the shot clock for him. Over to Delaney. Launches the 3-ball. Hand in his face. Splash, bay. It's good. Baltimore with the lead. First one of the night for them.
Don't look now. Here's your Constellation. Albuquerque having a rough start here in the fourth, and Baltimore taking advantage of it now.
You know, Pizzo, I just clocked how kind of fitting of a preseason matchup this is. Jason Peace goes up and in there. Keon Hens for 3. That one good. Splash, bay again for Baltimore.
Yeah, we see Baltimore doing what we saw Albuquerque do. From deep, everything's dropping in right now, and you know, this is the time that they needed it too.
Fowler with it. Over to Wheeler. Now Ingram. Back to Fowler. 3 on the shot clock. Fowler on the move. That one no good. Rebounded by DJ Love. Anyways, trying to finish the thought I had earlier, it's kind of fitting that this is the preseason matchup for these two teams. It's, in a sense, space versus space with the Martians and Constellation.
That is a very good point here, the space matchup. So it is interesting to get the two together.
The Constellation named after the ship, not the celestial body, but we're here for it nonetheless. Quintero to Shuttlesworth to Hens. Now Delaney for 3. That one no good. DJ Love with the rebound, though. Able to get the putback over to Martian bodies, but can't get it to drop. As Wheeler with a nice fadeaway gets that to go. Baltimore calls a timeout here. 6:30 left to go. Up by 1.
Yeah, and if you haven't been out to Baltimore, get out into the Chesapeake Bay and check things out there. It's a beautiful sight. I'm looking forward to getting there later this season and calling some games and visiting there. Another interesting thing to call out is, you know, do we have chaos brewing a little bit with the Albuquerque front office? We see we see maybe the potential of Fowler getting kicked off the team.
I feel like the rest of this Albuquerque front office is pry ownership from Fowler out of his cold, dead hands.
That's a good way to put it. Oh, we see Ty in the chat. It's good to see you, Ty. Thought you were working all night. Glad you could make it.
Team's currently up by 1. Matata with it now. Over to Davis for 3. Jamal Davis, no good. Rebounded by Petrovic. Albuquerque's front office is falling apart right in front of our eyes.
That didn't take long.
Fowler with it now to Justin Banks for the lead. That one good. Splash, bay for Justin Banks.
I love this. Preseason matchup feels like a playoff game. We see punch, we see counter punch. Neither team's going down.
Yeah, is Ivory going to be forced out of bounds by Justin Banks. As we see Leclerc check in for DJ Love. Banks with it now, working on Ivory. Banks with the drive over 2, no good. Rebounded by Jamal Davis. Now to Matata, deep in transition. Pops the mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Sasha, who's, I'm pretty sure, at a double-double at this point.
It certainly feels like it. Yeah,
Both the way...
Thought we see Matata take it a little stronger on that previous possession.
Yeah, definitely agree with you there. Saint now, a bit of a mismatch, goes up over Shuttlesworth. That one good. Albuquerque now with a 4-point lead again. Saints got 10 tonight. Ivory to Leclerc. Now Shuttlesworth. Back to Ivory. Ivory with some space. Tries the drive. Can't get that to go, though. As Banks with the board to Petrovic, who's been quiet in the second half. Back to Banks. Now Robinson on the wing. Working on Leclerc. They're going to look for Banks here off the screen. Got to launch the 3 anyways. Can't get it to go. Tyreek Saint gets the putback. Just like that. Albuquerque up 6 with 4.5 left to go.
Saint saved him on that one. He came open off the screen, but his defender was right there in his face the whole time.
Shuttlesworth down to Davis in the post. Davis over Tyreek Saint. Good strong take there from Jamal Davis.
Very nice take. That was impressive. They backed him in there and able to get the shot over.
Banks with it now to Profit. Starting unit in here for Albuquerque is a foul called on Matata. Send Sean Robinson to the line for 2. 4 minutes left to go. 81-77, your current score.
Yeah, Albuquerque's starting to shut down Baltimore a little bit. You got to think, did Baltimore expend a whole lot of energy there? Maybe too much. Just trying to pull themselves back into this game, taking that lead very briefly. Did they wear themselves out? And now Albuquerque's going to start taking advantage of them. 4 minutes left. By no means are they out of this, but time is starting to run out on them.
Yeah, it's very difficult trying to, push the pace and come back from a deficit like Baltimore's faced all game. Mauricio K going to check in now for Shuttlesworth. Get a bit more size out there. That one no good. Mauricio K immediately making an impact on the rebound. As here's Ivory, deep ball, no good.
Yeah, they need Ivory to step up. He's got to get those shots to fall.
Thanks now to Robinson for 3. Splash baby. And Albuquerque extends the lead again.
He's shooting amazingly from the outside.
Shout out to Rain Man. Agent Saint redeeming some gear items. As Matata with a nice drive and floater.
Yeah, Cajun Saint, his gear, as well as I think he got some dunks one of the last games I saw him in. So it's going to be interesting seeing him, what he comes out with this season.
Indeed, Saint with it. Not Saint. That is not Saint. That is Robinson, fouled by Mauricio K. I've got Saint on the brain because Tyreek Saint is out there, but that's not who had the ball.
Now at the line, Robinson.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Well, I'm looking forward to the fire sale that's apparently going on here in Albuquerque.
Is it really a fire sale if they're only getting rid of one guy?
Well, I think they threw somebody else's name out there in the chat too. So, I mean, the way the dominoes are falling at this point, there might be some players available for us.
Thomas Leclerc redeeming some gear as well. That one good for Robinson. 7-point lead here for Albuquerque. 2:55 left to go. This is Mauricio K on the wing to Leclerc. Leclerc gonna dance on Sasha. Bucket and 1 for Thomas Leclerc over Sasha Petrovic.
And that's what they needed right there. That aggressiveness to get to the basket. Draw the and 1. They need to hit this shot and get a stop or two. Really tighten this thing up even further.
That they do. Still really, really close here. 2:46 left to go. It's only a 5-point game. Fortunately, Baltimore not able to keep their lead for very long. Still a bit on the back foot here. But that and 1 converted definitely helps to keep it close. As here's Petrovic. Robinson now. To Justin Banks. Now Sasha looking to drive. Working on Matata. Kicks it out to Robinson. 2 on the shot clock. Robinson gets blocked by Leclerc. Pushes it now to Ivory, who's got to stop and pop mid-range off the glass and good.
There they go. There's that fight that we see. They're starting to counterpunch now.
Fitting, by the way, that Ivory banked that over Banks. Albuquerque with it. It's Banks again, going to look to drive. Gets swatted by Jamal Davis.
Oh, Jamal Davis coming up big here with the blocks in the second half.
LeClaire now kicks it out to Ivory. Playing some ISO here for Ivory. Going to look to drive, find some space. Nice. High floater ties this one up for Baltimore.
It's right where we were hoping it could be. Baltimore fighting right back here, tying it up. We got about a minute and a half left. What are we thinking, chat? Oh my goodness, the Olay defense.
No, the Olay defense. That's not what you want to see. Banks has got 12 tonight.
Oh, that is such a punch to the gut for Baltimore. They fought so hard to get back into this thing, tie it up, and then just to let your man blow by you like that is unacceptable.
That it is. As Sacha Petrovic going to be named your New Balance Player of the Game. No surprise there. He's been quiet in the second half, but really turned it up in the first.
Yeah, definitely no surprise seeing his name as Player of the Game.
Put up, what, like 20 in that first half, I think?
Yeah, something like that at one point. Or same score as Baltimore.
Yes, LeClaire ties it up again. Minute 23 left to go. This really does feel like a playoff game. Banks tries to find some space over Ivory. Good.
I think Banks got away with a little something there, a little forearm shove there to create some extra space for him.
Maybe so. The refs opting to let him play through. Ivory with it now, though. He's going to look to respond. Gets it down to LeClaire. He's got the mismatch. Petrovic down low on him. Instead, he's going to get called for a 3-second violation. Oh, LeClaire's got to put that up.
Oh, that's a rookie young man mistake right there. You've got to be faster with the decision making down low when you got the ball, especially in a matchup like that.
Absolutely. As Banks finds some space, gets fouled by Ivory, though. Good foul there by Robert Ivory, as Justin Banks will head to the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, this might be one of those instances where you see the last minute take 20 minutes. I imagine we're going to see quite a bit of fouling as we go back and forth here.
That we most likely will, especially with how close this one is. First one from Banks up and good. 3-point game now. Still just one possession, though.
Yeah, for Baltimore, this is where you want to see your veteran leadership step up right here. Even though it's preseason, this is a heated contest. You could feel the tension here. You want to see your veterans step up to try to get you this win.
Banks does knock down both. So Ivory with it now, going to look to drive. Ivory under the basket. Nice take there. And they're not going to the foul game. That's a bit surprising.
Interesting. I expected to see some pressure defense right there.
They're going to opt to just allow Banks to keep this ISO. Staying over Ivory is good. Final timeout called by Baltimore. 25 seconds left.
Yeah, questionable call there.
Yeah, and it's not out of the realm of possibility yet for Baltimore. By the way, Sasha with only 19, not the 20 I had spoken about prior. But it's still in the realm of possibility here for Baltimore. 25 seconds left. That guarantees at least 2 possessions. Is the second possession going to be a lot of time? We don't know. We'll have to
Yeah.
wait and see.
Yeah, they need to inbound this ball, get a quick shot, get a make, and then foul again, and then play that foul game. This last defensive possession, things just got mixed up down low. That ball was bouncing around a little bit. They ended up with an unfavorable matchup that the Martians took advantage of.
Ivory with it now down low. Gets called for personal. It'll be Albuquerque at the line because of the bonus.
Did not see that coming.
Basically called Ivory for a charge. First one good for Banks. And that one may be the dagger that puts Baltimore away here in preseason. Second one good. Still technically a 2-possession game, but they need to go out, not in, and that's going to be the end here. No, Leclerc going to get called for the personal.
Now they decided to play the foul game. I think it's too little too late at this point.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. I think that foul by Ivory going to end up being the dagger that ended Baltimore's hopes of winning. Still a super, super close game between these two. Baltimore was behind for most of it, but really did a great job keeping it interesting. It just couldn't really hold it at the end, as first one for Sasha up and good, who is now at 20.
And I got to give a shout out to Ty. She used the hashtag. She owned up to it and has been abducted.
To be fair, it's only preseason. Okay,
It's only preseason.
it's only preseason. Is that shot no good? As that'll do it here from the mothership. Albuquerque 98, Baltimore 90. Don't go anywhere. Me and Pizzo going to break down the team comparison and box score when we come back. GSB live on Twitch. Stick around.
We'd like to say thank you to everyone who came out for tonight's game. Please get home safely, and we hope you'll come back and see us again very soon.
So we start with our team comparison here. Pizzo, any real difference maker here that you see in this one between Albuquerque and Baltimore?
I mean, you look at that 3-point shooting to start with. We called that out in the first half with Albuquerque just seemingly, it just felt like they were lights out that entire half. Certainly hitting 11 of those 3-point attempts. That definitely stands out to me right now. Everything else, I mean, you look at the bench points and the fast break points on the Baltimore side, they had the advantage there. So those 3-pointers really were a difference maker, as the field goals, the number of field goals, the number of free throws, all basically even. That 3-point shooting tonight, to me, that was a difference maker for the Martians.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. 15 points more off of 3-pointers for Albuquerque as opposed to Baltimore. As we'll go over to the box score now, starting with the Constellation. Robert Ivory going to be your leading scorer, 16 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist on 8 of 16. JT Delaney, 13 points, 4 assists on 3 of 11. Would definitely like to see that efficiency up for him. Thomas Leclerc, 2 rebounds shy of a double-double, but absolutely stuffs the stat board. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Timo Shuttlesworth, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block to his name tonight. Keon Hens, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Hakuna Matata with 9 points and a dime. Jamal Davis, 8 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, and 4 blocks. Great start to Jamal Davis's career. Riley Quintero, 8 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Maurice LK, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And DJ Love will round it out. No points, but does add 6 rebounds and 3 assists and a steal. Pizzo, if you want to go ahead and take us through Albuquerque.
Yep. Well, we see Sean Robinson. He took over there in the second half from where Sasha left off. He scored 22 himself with 2 boards, 6 assists. We saw Sasha with 21 points, 8 rebounds of his own, with 5 assists and a steal on that 8 for 10 shooting. Really a great night there. Justin Banks coming in with 18 points, a rebound, and 3 assists, with also throwing a block in there as well. Tyreek Saint with 14 points and 10 rebounds, pulling off that double-double for the Martians. Had 1 assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, filling up the stat sheet himself. Austin Wheeler coming in with 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist and 1 block of his own. Jeremiah Prophet holding things down low with 4 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and 2 big blocks. John Fowler, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist on 1 for 7 shooting, which might be costing him his job. We'll see how things turn out there with the front office. And Jason Peace himself with 3 points, a rebound, and an assist. And then Al Ingram with 3 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. And wrapping it up, we've got Big Swoosh with a point, 5 rebounds of his own, 1 assist, and 1 steal.
Yeah, well, that will do it here from the mothership in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The Martians come up with their first win in preseason, 98-90 over the Baltimore Constellation. For Nighthawk running things in production, Pizzo, my broadcast partner tonight. I have been Aaron Hughes. Again, tomorrow night is San Antonio and Michigan at 7:30, followed by Kentucky and the rebranded New Orleans Riders at 9:30. Both of those games should be really good, especially that Kentucky New Orleans game. We will catch you next time, GSB. Peace.